I just watched a video from Sam the Cooking Guy where he made what he called an insanely delicious veggie burger. One so good, you wouldn't miss meat. I kind of wanted to replicate that, but I thought I could make it better because we already pretty much have that with the Impossible or Beyond. And I thought I could actually make it more nutritious and better for you, making a hybrid veggie burger and hybrid burger using textured protein. Specifically this one here from today's sponsor, Plant Basics Hearty Plant Protein Crumbles made from pea protein. And we're also gonna be using the Plant Basics Just Like Beef seasoning. So first thing that we're gonna do is get about a cup and a half of water onto a kettle on the heat, and then I'm gonna add about 1 cup of the textured pea protein. I love these crumbles. They're the perfect textured crumble to make a burger out of. They have a lot of really great texture here. It's just gonna be awesome. Now we're gonna adjust as needed, but we're just gonna start with a tablespoon of this stuff, Just Like Beef seasoning, mixed into the textured protein. And I'm gonna add in about a half of a cup of dried shiitake mushrooms. These are all gonna kind of hydrate up together. Now I'm just gonna chop these mushrooms up pretty fine. Now this is gonna help the texture and flavor. It's gonna be kind of add like a nice fatty element to it without adding any extra fat. And then the flavor, if you've ever had like a shiitake mushroom broth, you know the umami punch we're adding by adding these. Now, it's gonna be kind of soupy at first, but honestly, the mushrooms, the textured protein, it'll suck all of that water right in. Already quickly starting to suck this all in. So I'm just gonna cover this up. We'll set this aside. Doesn't need that long, maybe 10-15 minutes. So while that's happening, we're going to get some onions cooking. Probably about a half of a yellow onion is what we're gonna need to begin with. Now the onion is gonna be primarily for texture, but we're gonna toss this on a pan on a low heat, dry, and just allow these to kind of sweat out. Now at the same time, I'm just gonna drain my black beans. I'm gonna toss those into the same pan with the onions, cook all of that down until the onions and black beans are kind of dry. The black beans should kind of stick to the nonstick pan. These look pretty good. Okay, so I'm just gonna dump the onions and black beans right into a food processor without making a mess. And then I'm just gonna pulse this into kind of like a paste almost. This is gonna be the binder. Not looking for a whole lot of texture out of this part of it. But I am pretty happy with that, the way that came out. I think that's pretty good. It's mostly dry. This, you can still see there's a little bit of liquid left. So we're gonna try to just kind of add this without adding all of that extra liquid. It's okay if a little bit gets in. This stuff right here, this is just Bob's Red Mill egg replacer. You can use like potato starch, tapioca starch, any combination of that to kind of like add a bit to it. I mean, even just a bit of tapioca starch will really work. 2 tablespoons of that. I probably should have pulsed this together first, but that's okay. And I think that's really about all we need. We'll see if we need to add any of that extra liquid or not. And then we'll pulse until we have a nice, even mixture. Not looking to like pulse up that protein mixture. I want that to stay nice and consistent, but I think that's about it. And then yeah, this is perfect. Perfect. Now I know you haven't had a burger like this. I haven't made a burger like this. I am stoked about this. So I'm just gonna toss this into a bowl. We're gonna cover it up and let it rest in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes.
Which is plenty of time for me to tell you about today's sponsor, FakeMeats.com.
FakeMeats.com is the place to go for all of your fake meats needs, including their new Plant Basics line of foods, which I love. I used the Just Like Beef seasoning earlier in the video, but I use it all of the time, anytime I need something that tastes like beef. Or when I need chicken or ham, they have those flavorings as well. They have simple ingredients and go great with their single ingredient Plant Basics textured vegetable protein crumbles, chunks, strips, and ground. Today I was using the pea protein crumbles. I love these. They work great in burgers or just anywhere where you need ground meat, chilies, soups, stews, pastas. I mean, it's fantastic. But for finer texture, you can use the ground. Or if you want something a little bit larger, you can use the chunks or the strips. And when you pair them with the Plant Basics seasonings, you have an even more realistic flavor. It's all really good and incredibly simple to use. And every one of these seasonings are plant-based, gluten-free, non-GMO, and kosher. So gang, click the link in the description below and use code SAUCE231 for 15% off of all Plant Basics products. That's only at FakeMeats.com until November 20th. That's SAUCE231, 15% off all Plant Basics products. You're gonna love them. FakeMeats.com, thank you as always for sponsoring today's video. I love your stuff.
Okay, so we're back. Now, I wanted to make a sweet jalapeno onion topping. So we're gonna slice up some onions, toss them in a pan with a bit of olive oil, and brown them up a bit. Then we're just gonna top them with a bit of sugar, you don't need much, and a few tablespoons of water. And we're gonna cook them down until they're nice and caramelized and real soft. This is a quick way of doing it. I'm just gonna toss them into a bowl, chop up a few pickled jalapenos and mix them in, and boom, voila. Really nice jalapeno onion topping. It's gonna be pretty good. So it's been a little bit more than 30 minutes for the burger mix, but it's nice and hydrated up. The texture looks good, but I wanted to make sure that these had a nice bite and chew to them, so I decided to add around a quarter cup of gluten flour and just mix that in by hand. We're kind of kneading these a bit. Now this whole mixture should make around 6 burger patties. Now we're just gonna roll them out, make them by hand. Now this isn't necessary, but I decided to use a ring mold just to make kind of like a perfect burger, which you can see they ended up not being perfect. They're different sizes, but it's okay in the end. They're just gonna be burgers, nothing too crazy. Now we only need 2 burgers for this taste test, and these are gonna freeze really well. So I'm just gonna wrap them in a little bit of parchment paper, throw them in a bag, toss them in the freezer, and then you get easy veggie burgers whenever you want. At this point, I'm just gonna season these up like I would any burger patty with a bit of garlic powder, onion powder, salt, and a little bit of black pepper. I'm gonna toss them onto a well-oiled pan with the buns so that way we can toast the buns. I'm gonna toast the tops and bottoms of these. Now for the rest of the toppings, I'm just gonna use a bit of avocado, spread that onto the bottom bun. We're gonna top the burgers with some chow vegan cheese, toss a little bit of water around that, let those steam for just a minute, then toss those onto the bun, add a little bit of sriracha, and then lastly top with that onion jalapeno mix, and look at these. This is a veggie burger that won't have you missing meat. Now I'm really confident these are gonna be some really good veggie burgers, but let's see what Monica has to say.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Boom.
Oh, I love this.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is delicious. It tastes just like a burger.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, this is really good.
Yeah, give it your thoughts.
Oh God, it's got just like a nice bite to it, like a meaty bite, a little bit of a snap there. It's tender. Yeah, and it's, I mean, I think it might be better than Beyond or Impossible. It's really good.
That's what I was looking for. It's nice and tender. It is soft. It's softer than I think of Beyond or Impossible, but the flavor and like the texture, like the bites of like a burger, it tastes like a juicy burger.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is. It's really
super
juicy.
juicy.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah, the avocado really adds to like the actual burger itself.
Yeah. Oh,
But-
and even the sauce and the onions and all
Yeah.
that. For sure.
All in all, what would you rate this?
I mean, it's really good. I mean, like an 8 to 10.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I like it.
So, do you think this is a burger that would make you not miss meat?
Oh yeah, for sure. It's a meat replacement.
Yeah, it's 100% of meat. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was such an easy question. This is delicious. It's
Yeah,
super good.
really good.
Yeah, thank
Love
you.
it.
Great combination.
Yay.
Thank you, fakemeats.com, for sponsoring today's video.
Love it.
We'll do dinner.